Hello. Today we are going to be doing stacking tables. So this is a really fun lesson because it brings all the concepts and laws that we've been discussing so far into one very cool three-dimensional drawing. So we're going to begin with a strong foreshortened square. So remember, that means we're having our two guide dots. It's about a finger width apart. And then you have your two lines going this way, and then you're going to connect them. Remember, it's a foreshortened square, so it should be very squished. Okay, so go ahead now and draw that. Now you're going to draw two short edges to create the top of the table. So, okay, you can go ahead and do that now. Then you're going to draw the middle line a little bit longer. Okay. Then, using the lines you've already drawn as a reference, draw the bottom of this table top in directions northeast. Remember, northeast is going this way, so northeast and northwest. Okay, and then just kind of bring it up or down to make it straight. Okay, so remember these, you don't have to write this, but this is the northeast and this is the northwest lines. So they're going in that direction. Okay. Now we're going to draw the middle line longer to create the near edge of a table post. So that means the closest to us. So we're going to take this line, and we're going to draw it longer. Then we're going to draw the sides of the table post. So they go right about in the middle of your table. So you can go ahead and do that. Noticing that these lines are about the same length, this middle line is longer. Then, using the lines you've already drawn as reference, these northeast and northwest lines, we're going to draw the bottom of the table post in the same directions, northeast and northwest. So go ahead and watch me. So again, you want to make sure that this line is parallel to this line. So if this part right here doesn't quite touch, you want to bring it down. And I'm going to be erasing, so I really want to make sure, okay, this line right here is parallel to whatever I'm going to be drawing. So you might need to bring down one of your lines or bring it up to make it parallel. Okay, you kind of sketch it until you have what you want. I'm going to need to bring this down a little bit. So then now it's where I want it to be. Okay, so these are our lines. I drew them way far off, going off, because we're just showing that it's the same parallel direction as these lines. So you want to make sure those are straight and parallel to each other. Okay, so now that you've done that, you can go ahead and pause here and erase these arrows and erase these extra lines. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And then you guys can do that too. Okay, so now we're going to draw the horizon line just above the table. So we're going to take our line and go across like this. That's our horizon line. And we're going to position the light source above to the right. So here's our light source shining down. So all the drawings that we've drawn so far have been drawn from an above point of view. So that means that we've been looking down at it. This horizon line tells our eyes that the object is below the horizon line. So we're thinking about perspective, and that's what we're drawing, what we see. So having this line right here creates, oops, sorry. This line right here creates the illusion of depth. So this is closer to us, and we have this kind of looking down point of view when we're looking at it. Okay, so a really, really important step is next. We're going to place a guide dot directly below the near center of the table post. So that's going to be right here. Okay. A lot of students forget to use this guideline dot during the exercise, but if you don't, then our drawing might get skewed because we're going to be stacking the tables. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So this line, or this little dot, is super, super important that you draw this, okay? So make sure you have that line. Okay, so then again, using the lines that we've already drawn for reference, these north, you know what, I'm going to just kind of highlight them to show you because I want you to see what I'm talking about. These north, west, and northeast lines, these are what I'm talking about. So, and again, we have them here, and then we're going to be drawing them again. But, oops, not with my red. Up. And this is, you can kind of look here, it's a little easier to see parallel here. And up this way, sketching it how I want it to be. You know, this is a little skewed, so that's a little bit better. So you can, right now, you can go ahead and kind of get your two lines straight, ready to go. I'm gonna just erase this. Okay, and then now we're going to, actually, I'm sorry, I need to make this longer. So I want it to come out like this. We will be probably erasing some of that. Okay, and then now here's the fun part. Now, because we've drawn the edges at the top, we are going to draw completing the pedestal. And these lines that we're going to be drawing right here, they are northeast and southwest lines too. So meaning that this line is going to be is going to match up to this line. This line is going to match up to this line. So you really need to pay attention to that, otherwise it's going to look funky. And already I think this went out too far. So I'm going to go ahead and erase. So you want this line to be parallel to this line up here. Okay, so then now you can kind of see where we're going with that. Then we're going to complete the pedestal, making sure to draw the near corner a little bit lower. So this is going to be lower than this. We're going to repeat, making sure this line is parallel to this line right here. And by this line, I mean this line right here. Same with this one, the next one over here. You want this line to be parallel to this line. So that's, okay, that's a little messed up. So I'm just kind of like sketching it until I get how I want it, and then I'll go back and erase. Okay, so now I'm going to go back, erase a little bit. Okay, so now that we have our stacking tables drawn, now we're going to be drawing our shadows, or our shading, which is really fun. So again, we're going to be adding our cast shadow, and this cast shadow is going to be, so we have the light shining down this way, so our cast shadow is going to be in this direction. So you want to make sure that we're drawing a southwest line. So this is the direction that it's going to be going in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and shade, and then you can go ahead and shade too. This is also a good time to kind of shade in that lines that we didn't want. Kind of hide them in our shadows. Okay, and then also you're going to be wanting to think, well, where is the darkest part of my so we're going to go ahead and shade in right here, because this is showing that this is going over this little spot, so that you're not going to be able to see, or I'm sorry, it's just going to be shady or dark right there. Then this is where we're going to shade the rest a little bit lighter. So you want to shade here. And you want to shade right here. And you're also going to shade here. Now you want to kind of blend that really dark part, because that's showing that it pushes this right here kind of underneath. So it really kind of makes our eyes go, oh, this is popping out. Okay, so this is our finished product. What's really fun about this lesson is you can stretch the drawing skills that you've learned today. You can go explore by drawing stacking tables one on top of the other. You can make curves. You can do some crazy things. I'm actually going to show you a couple pictures of some bonus challenges that you can do after you're finished with this. All right, so I will go ahead and show you some of those pictures. Okay, so here are some ideas. So this is just kind of taking what we've learned and applying it to your own creation. So see how they use different curves, and one made a little robot. Also, this is a really good example of how you can stack the tables. So when you're finished with this, if you want to leave this up on your screen, you can look at all the different ways that it's stacked. This could go forever. And see how as this one is getting down closer to the bottom, it gets smaller, and then it curves, and this person really played around with it, and the boxes turned and things like that. So have fun with it. After you're done with the initial stacking table, go ahead and try to make something fun and creative. All right, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and have fun drawing.